At 3:15 a.m. on June 22, 1941, 4 million soldiers crossed the Soviet border. It was the largest invasion in the history of warfare. And it would become the greatest military mistake ever made. Germany conquered vast territory but failed to defeat the Soviet Union. This is Operation Barbarossa. June-December 1941. Soviet Union. A battle is about to begin that will change the course of the war. On one side, Soviet Union. Commanded by Stalin/various generals. Against them, Nazi Germany. Led by Hitler/various field marshals. Both sides know what is at stake. To understand this battle, we need context. Operation Barbarossa was the largest military operation in history. 4 million soldiers invaded the Soviet Union across a front stretching from the Arctic to the Black Sea. Soviet Union had assembled a powerful force. 2.9 million troops initially, massive reserves. Nazi Germany was equally prepared. 3.8 million troops, 3,350 tanks, 2,770 aircraft. The stakes could not be higher. A defeat here would be catastrophic for either side. Stalin/various generals studied the situation carefully. Every decision now could mean victory or disaster. Hitler/various field marshals was confident. The plan was set. There was no turning back. The men on both sides knew that many of them would not survive what was coming. Hitler planned Barbarossa for months. 3 army groups would attack simultaneously, north toward Leningrad, center toward Moscow, south toward Ukraine. Stalin had been warned repeatedly. His own intelligence, the British, even a German deserter. He refused to believe it until the bombs fell. The surprise was devastating. The Luftwaffe destroyed 1,200 Soviet aircraft on the first day. Most never left the ground. German panzers encircled entire Soviet armies in massive pockets. At Kiev, 600,000 Soviets were captured in a single encirclement. The blitzkrieg worked perfectly. In weeks, the Germans advanced hundreds of miles. The Soviet army seemed to be collapsing. But the distances were enormous. Supply lines stretched thin. Trucks broke down on dirt roads. Horses pulled most German supplies. Soviet resistance stiffened. Every city became a fortress. Every bridge was blown. Every factory was evacuated east. The Rasputitsa arrived in October. Autumn rains turned Russian roads to mud. The German advance literally stuck in place. Hitler diverted panzers south to Kiev instead of driving on Moscow. This delayed the Moscow attack by critical weeks. By November, the Germans could see Moscow's church spires. Temperatures dropped to -40. Equipment froze. The Soviets had fresh divisions from Siberia. They attacked on December 5. The Germans were pushed back. Barbarossa achieved stunning tactical success but strategic failure. Moscow was not taken. The Soviet Union did not collapse. Germany lost 830,000 men in the first 6 months. Irreplaceable veterans who could never be matched. Hitler's decision to invade the Soviet Union was the single most catastrophic military decision in history. Germany conquered vast territory but failed to defeat the Soviet Union. The attack on Moscow failed and the Soviets counterattacked in December 1941. The cost was enormous. Soviet Union lost 4.3 million Soviet casualties in 1941. Nazi Germany suffered even more. 830,000 German casualties. When the news reached the capitals, the world understood that the war had changed. For the soldiers who survived, this battle would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The commanders on both sides would be judged by history for their decisions here. Military historians would later analyze every move, every decision, every mistake. But for those who were there, no analysis could capture what they went through. Barbarossa was the largest and most consequential military operation in history. Its failure condemned Germany to a two-front war it could never win. The lessons of this battle would influence military strategy for generations to come. Today, memorials stand where the fighting took place. A reminder of what happened here. Books, documentaries, and films have told this story. But nothing compares to the reality. This was Operation Barbarossa. Germany conquered vast territory but failed to defeat the Soviet Union. And the world was never the same. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today.